Welcome to EEC YouTube channel with me, Jihan Silvryza. On this video, we're gonna talk about auxiliary verbs. So, if you want to know more, let's check this out. So, auxiliary verbs are a type of a verb that takes a supportive role in a sentence, second to the main verb. They're used mainly to create complex grammatical tenses like the perfect and continuous tenses, which show different aspects of time or how long an action takes place. The three main auxiliary verbs are do and have. However, these three can also be used separately as action verbs. When you see one of those verbs, look for a second verb to determine if it's used as an action or an auxiliary verb. An example of an action verb is I did my homework already. So, for example of an auxiliary verb is I didn't want to go home. Besides the three main auxiliary verbs, there's also a special type of auxiliary verb that affects grammatical mood. These are called modal auxiliary verbs. Modal auxiliary verbs, or simply modal verbs, change the grammatical mood of a sentence. That means you can use modal verbs to express different meanings of the main verb, such as showing possibility like it might rain, ability it can rain, necessity it must rain, or suggestion like it should rain. So, when do you use auxiliary verbs or the tenses? One of the most common uses of auxiliary verbs, especially be and have, is to form different grammatical tenses in writing. Each tense shows a different aspect of time, so we can communicate more accurately by using auxiliary verbs. Below are the different tenses that use auxiliary verbs. So, first is future tenses or will. All future tenses, including the simple future tense, shows events that have not happened yet but will happen later. Unlike the past and present tenses, the future tense alone doesn't follow subject-verb agreement, so you don't have to worry too much about conjugation. Use the modal auxiliary verb will before the main verb's bare infinitive form or without to. So, for example, she will be the first astronaut president of Mars. Second is continuous tenses or be. The continuous tenses, also called the progressive tenses, show an ongoing action that still needs to be completed. The continuous tenses use a conjugated form of the auxiliary verb and the main verb's present participle or ing form. So, for example, is I am working in the shed and she was studying all night, or they will be sleeping when you arrive. And third is perfect tenses or have. The perfect tenses are used for events that have already happened but still have significant consequences later. The perfect tenses use a conjugated form of the auxiliary verb and the past participle form of the main verb. So, for example, if they have just finished class and are getting ready for recess. I had just remembered about the birthday party when I saw the calendar. And the last is perfect continuous tenses or be and also have. The perfect continuous tenses combine the perfect and continuous tenses and are used when both apply. The perfect continuous tenses use a conjugated form of the auxiliary verb have and the past participle of the auxiliary verb be or been, along with the present participle of the main verb. So, for the example, I have been reading Mobile Day for months now. He had been working there for 5 years before he quit. Well, that's all the material about the auxiliary verbs. Kindly to hit the thumbs up, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. So, see you on the next video. Bye-bye!